This is Thursday the 19th of September, week 2 video blog for drama improvisation with Katie. To start the lesson off, we had a recap from last week to remember the 5 rules of improvisation. Some of them were: do not deny any offers, it doesn't have to be funny, some people try and make it funny, and you need to tell a story and constantly add new information. And we then had to write down some techniques, which were: don't use jokes that don't advance the scene, commit, focus, don't try to better than your partner, because if one of you looks poo, then the other will look poo. I couldn't remember any of these last lesson, well, today, so I need to memorise them so I can apply them to future lessons. And then we moved on to how will we apply drama improvisation to our project of being a tour guide around Warrington. Because a tour guide has a higher status over tourists, so you need to show your status and show you have authority. You need to be prepared to be put on the spot for questions, and then you need to not panic. So they're giving us some techniques to help apply this to the tour guide. We then moved on to a task of being in a scene with just a park bench, and we had to define what our status was, if we were high status or we were low status. Not everyone got a chance to perform these, and I didn't, but I was going to go in the scene, wipe the bench seat to show I had a higher status, sit down, but then close off my body language and look quite intimidated to show a lower status. So I was going for a balanced status but ending on a lower status, so if anyone sat next to me I'd move straight away. And then we moved on to an exercise in pairs. I was working with David. I was quite excited because I'd never worked with him before. I was Sir and he was Smith, and I had to show I had the power at first. So I showed this by my body language, being open to him and not closing it off. I used the tone of my voice to be quite condescending to him, and then it changed. It had to change. So David had the higher status than me. So we did this, so I looked quite intimidated towards him. I wouldn't keep eye contact with him. I closed my body language off to him. Whatever he said, I went along with. And then when we went on to performing it, we decided that none of us would have the higher or lower status completely all the way through. So when performing it, I started off with a higher status, but then I offered David a change, which he recognised and he took that. So I was quite pleased with performing the seesaw status. My strengths of the lesson are: I'm able to find a change in status in a scene, and I can think well of the spot, adding new information. My weaknesses are that I panic and I need to remain calm because I panic for no reason. And then we got given a homework, which was we had to research tour guides and we had to find interesting things to talk about around Warrington, which I'll show next lesson. Yeah, that's drama improvisation blog for Katie.